Alright, I don't feel like typing everything out for this one, so I'm just gonna do a voiceover for it. The fastest way to start this is just type 0 door. I can't type into the toolbox, and you'll find it right here. Gotta make sure it's by me though. And when you spawn it in, you're gonna want it facing the same orientation as the car. You know, the hood's the longer one, so you're gonna want that facing forward. And if you're organized like me, this process will be a lot easier. You're going to want to check off the move box up here and then set your increment to 8 studs. And an easier way to grab things would be holding Alt and Control at the same time. Not that. And just separately selecting things and moving them up by those 8 studs. So what you're going to want to do is grab all the moving parts of your vehicle, say like trunk, hood. I'm going to be doing the entirety of this car just so you can see what I'm doing. And just in case you needed help with a specific panel. And for this one, so this one has a light. Later in the video I'll do a tutorial or what to paste in there if you're using VG Epic lights for your trunk, or if you have an opening trunk with a brake light like this, just in case. This takes a minute to do, but that's only because my car has a lot of parts. Yours will most likely be easier and have less parts to have to drag around like this. So at least you'll have that going for you. I just got tired of having to answer how to do this all the time, so I was like, hey, I'm gonna make a tutorial now. I probably should have chose something simpler, but just if you have a car with a lot of parts, you'll just grab all the parts. If it's less parts, it'll be easier for you. And I just got one panel left. Don't accidentally grab your suspension if you have grav comp, it sucks. Something here feels backwards, but that's fine. It was not backwards, I'm just an idiot. Alright, and you'll definitely want to check on the inside for any, say, moving, or not moving, loose parts like this that are just floating. Because if you look now, they're almost gone, apparently. There we go. This should be the last of it. Let me double check my engine bay. Yeah, I don't have any badges or anything that I'll have to grab. So that's empty. Alright, what you're going to want to do now is you're going to want to hold Alt and Shift at the same time and just select the hood, group it. You can either click group up here or press Control G. And then now you're going to do the same for your left door. And if same concept, if you have rear doors, you'll do the same thing too. This car only has 2 doors, so I'm only doing 2. Control G. So now you've got your specific groups. They should be in body, yeah. They're labeled as model. So you're gonna grab all those. I do not know where the other one went. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, let me move these. If I grab that one. There we go. Alright, so now these should be out of the model. They should just be free floating, you know, by themselves. And what you're going to do from here is you're going to look at it from above, left to right. What you're going to do is name this one FR for front right, HK for hood, FL for front left, and then TK for trunk. Alright, and then you're going to grab those again, bring them down. That's why you keep that 8 stud increment, so that way you can just move it up and down without having to misalign panels, and it'll just be perfect every time. And you're going to slap those 4 models you just made into MISC. And you can go ahead and close those up. And now this is an exact representation of what I just did. Except you're not going to need any of the rear door stuff unless you're using rear doors. So I'm going to remove anything with RL or R on it. And that way it just keeps that organized. Eventually I'll add the link to this YouTube video into README so that way people can find this easier to help them. And you're going to take these 4 scripts right here, copy them or press Ctrl-C to copy, and then you're going to paste them into here or Ctrl-V to paste. I missed, we don't talk about that. And now that those are in there, you can remove these since you no longer need them. And I'm going to do this in a way that just makes things easier, I'd say. You're going to grab those 4 parts right there, you're going to turn the transparency to 0, and then you're going to change the size to 0.25. Oh, I auto-saved. 0.25, comma 0.25, comma 0.25. And so that way it just makes them a little bit smaller. And the way I do this, just to get it perfectly centered every time, is I grab that one paint panel by holding Alt and then clicking it. And you go down to origin position right here. You're going to copy that, and you're going to paste it into the FL block. And same goes for the other side. You're going to grab that, copy the origin position under properties, and paste that into the FR over here. Alright, and this might take a little bit of playing around with, but I'm going to start off by changing the increment to 0.35. And that's almost perfect, so I'm going to do that to that one. It varies on car to car for this one. You just have to do it where the block is... Oh, I might fix that. Actually, yeah. So you're going to want to do it to where the block sticks out about halfway out the door. And since I'm going to be moving it down, it'll fix itself. And so in the Explorer tab, you're going to want to grab the FL and the FR parts. You're going to want to slide them down about the same level as the part that sticks out almost the farthest. And you're going to grab them both and center them along the line of the door. That's not centered. Doesn't have to be perfect. Alright. And now for the hood and trunk, it is the same concept for both of these two, not as the doors, but of course centering them. You're going to want to center it along the line, but you're going to want to always keep it at the corner of the door, or of the hood, because that's the part that's going to be the lowest or closest to the body. And that little dot in the middle right there of the move tool, you're just going to want to line that up on the corner just for the most accuracy. And same with the trunk. Usually, most cars, of course, or trunk or boot, depends on where you're from, would have it about right there, just that part would open. But since this is a hatchback type trunk, you're going to want to put it up here. And you're going to want to bring that down, center it upon that line, and then upon this line, move it up just enough, like that. And this is completely, well, first I'm going to make these transparency 1. You can choose to do this by following this and separately copying the, I'll do one of these. I'm going to go ahead and put it to the same size. It doesn't have to be this size, it's just what I usually do. You're going to take the SS out of the FL, right? And it's The reason I say always put this facing forward is so that way you don't have to fiddle with orienting the blocks in weird ways if you spawn it in sideways or backwards. So you've got the SS here. I'm going to go ahead and make it not transparent. Same with this one. And what you'll do is just copy this origin position and then paste it into the one of the SS. If you'd like to grab both of those, make them transparent, you're welcome to. But like I said, I'm going to do this a slightly different way because to me it's easier. What you're going to do is take all these, duplicate them, so they'll be copied here, and you'll go down into name and just name them SS. So they should already be paired in the same place, which makes life easier. And you see how this one is right under TK, HKs, or the SS for the HKs under the, yeah, they're just in the same place. So front left, you're going to take that SS and put it into the FL model in MISC. For the one in the front right, it's going to go in the front right model. Why are there two in here? Hold on, I just put that in the wrong model. Alright, let me close that. Alright, there we go. Okay, so here's your... Okay, oh, you can use the move tool, by the way, if you would like to figure out where something is. Clicking the move tool and seeing the arrows will show you, just follow that. Or, say now the FL is on the other side. Or, well, the SS4 FL. You know, it's over there. But if I want to find it, you just click F and it takes you right to it. Which is useful. But so we've got the one for FL, we'll put that in the FL MISC. And don't worry, this will get cleaned up in a little bit, just so there's not as many parts. At least that's how I do it. I always organize my cars, it comes in handy so you don't have to come back later and dig for a specific part that you need. And then HK, so you're just going to do that. There's always going to be an SS in each thing. And you're going to take these four and put them in a body. Alright, so they should be in there like that. And the way that works is these scripts all correspond to the FL. I will show you. So where it says the motor, it's just script.parent.parent. So MISC, it's saying that it's in MISC, and then it goes into the FL, and then it affects the SS. So it just specifically goes to each motor. And now what we're gonna do is this part. It's weird. I did not. All right. Well, before we do that part, we're gonna take the body. It doesn't matter which body script you grab from in here. Just any of them. They all do the same thing. You're gonna grab all these. But you can click the bottom one, hold Shift, and then click the top, and it'll select up until the top one you clicked. And you're gonna paste that body script into each model. Then from there, you're gonna want to go into this Open Paint and select these three. Which, of course, these you can change to any other audio that you find in the toolbox, but I just have them set to this. And what you're going to do from there is, this part's weird. You're going to hold Alt and select each part that you want to be able to click to open the door. And so I'm going to just select, you know, the normal things you would usually click, and that would be those. And then I would paste into that. And one more thing I'm gonna do, I like to be able to select the interior panels as well, like just the main door panel parts, like that. And since those are in the model, make life a little bit easier. I'll go ahead and put some in this glass because people might click that. There we go. And the way you want this to work properly, of course, you want to make sure everything in your entire model is anchored. It'll be highlighted like that. If it's unanchored, it'll be not highlighted, but you'll want it to be highlighted. Alright, so all these parts that you see right here that have the door opening, you're going to want to leave those out. Other than the SS, you're going to select everything by holding, or you're going to press, or click that one, hold Shift, hold Control to select individually, and then hold Shift again. See, those parts don't have the click door script into them. So you're going to group that and just, I would just name that stuff. You can name it whatever you want, it doesn't matter, it just keeps it cleaner. Of course, that's all optional. If you like it organized, then you leave it or you can organize it. If you like it unorganized, just leave it that way. But like I say, it does help to have it organized. And I will eventually make a video on how I organize my slots. And all these you're gonna group. Brake light is not actually yet. I'll do that. So stuff. Okay, I'm bringing brake light out so I can show you all how the VG light system works with that. It's not hard. So we now have everything set up. So you would remove that. I'm gonna go ahead and save that. And then you're just gonna want to play here because that spawns you wherever the camera is. And now if we see, all these doors should open properly. And I've noticed there is issues sometimes that if you go to close the door and if it opens and then doesn't close. Also, sometimes another weird thing is Roblox is weird. If you go to open it and it doesn't open but you hear the noise, if you touch the body or the cart, it basically wakes up the model like, hey, you're supposed to do stuff now. And then that fixes the problem. But I'm going to show you in here, if you go into any of these, the click detector script, right here where it says desired angle, if you just make this slightly larger or just a larger number in general, that'll fix that issue of it not closing after it opens. So what you're going to want to do is just replace all those with that same script that you just fixed inside the click detector, which yes, it's tedious. It's better to do this first. I should probably have said that. But that's only if you have that issue, which it's safe to go ahead and do that anyway, just so you can completely avoid it altogether. But it's a 50-50. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it does not. But I'm just gonna head and do that to all the click detectors. So now I won't have that problem at all. And the way VG Lights works is if you have that system, and you don't have to use their specific thing where it tells you. Let me show y'all real quick. So if I bring up VG, it should bring up VG's Epic Lights V4. I don't know which side the front is, but come on, grab it. There we go. I believe that's the front. And where it says other light stuff or misc weld, right here it'll say trunk motors, and that one's relatively complicated. And you know you don't have to use that for their trunk stuff like this. But what I do is it's a lot simpler. I just have this already set up. So you just name this brake, rear, reverse. It's just 3 models. You spawn them in. I'll show you how to do that in a second. You just plop them in there. I'll remove the brake one for the sake of this. You would just click the plus next to TK, insert a model, and if it doesn't pop up immediately, just type it. You would just name it brake, which of course you can name it in here. And I'm going to take that brake light that I just grabbed and plop it in there. Not in there. I'm sorry, what did I just do? My brain's being a little bit dumb. I'm going to plop that in there. And for VG lights, of course, it's the same logic. I'm going to duplicate it. You just move it out very slightly. This is only if you use VG lights, though. Yeah, remove that surface appearance. Of course, yours probably won't have that. Mine does, because I like the way it looks. And you know, you'll have a light there, right, that shines neon. Of course, it'll be transparent usually. And then that would go into brake, and you would just name it LN. But I'll do a VG Lights V4 tutorial eventually. But that's if you have VG Lights for the rear, you'll just want this setup right here. This one right here is just a, decoration. It's not the actual light. But that right there, that's how you set up the entirety of the opening door system. I'll try to get more tutorials out more often, but I think that's a good start. And if there's anything y'all need, if you're in XSU, just open up a ticket and let me know. If not, I'll put a link in the description to the new server. Anyways, that's it for this one.